Hello guys, let's do this one. So the AC is on right now, so it can be a bit difficult to hear, but let's try our best about this one, okay? So about the graph transformation, this one you have learned in Algebra 1, but we are going to review about this so that you can kind of memorize what it is, okay? It's the parent function, which means the very basic function of the function. We're gonna start from the quadratic, so it's gonna be x squared. Okay, so when you graph it, your quadratic function looks like this. That's the parent function. But we have something we call vertex form. So it's gonna be a times x minus h squared plus k. This is what we call the vertex form, okay? And we call it vertex form because if you use these two numbers, that's gonna tell you your vertex. For example, let's say you have f of x equals 2x minus 3 squared plus 5. Your vertex is gonna be, opposite of negative 3, which is positive 3, and plus 5. Always remember, x value, you are gonna do it opposite. 3 comma 5. That's gonna be a vertex, okay? In this case, this is gonna be the vertex, okay? Which is 0 comma 0 in this case, all right? Just keep that in mind. So this one is I just got it from randomly. Like, you don't have to worry about where I got these numbers from. I just got it randomly, okay? So let's do this. How does a graph move from x squared if I do x plus 2? So go to Desmos. Let's do it one by one. First, let's put y equals x squared. So this is the basic form, okay? So let's do this one. X plus 2 squared. Check it out from the red and blue. How many units did it move? We can tell from the red it moved to the left by how many units? It tells by 2 units. So 2 units to the left. That's how it moved. And minus 2, and as you can see, this one moved what? 2 units to the right, isn't it? So it moved 2 units to the right. So that's what you're gonna do from now on. For the question number 3 here on the left, we have x squared plus 2. That's outside of parentheses. So what happens if you put x squared plus 2? You see from the red and blue, it moved 2 units up. So 2 units up. Try question number 4 by yourself. And here comes my favorite part. Now, what if you put 2 in front of x squared? What happens? Compare red and blue. You can see blue graph, which we just graphed, is thinner than red one, right? We call it vertically stretched. Because you're just stretching it vertically up and down, okay? By 2. Or we can say narrowed by 2. But normally we just use word stretched, okay? We rarely use word narrowed. Alright? What about question number 6? What happens if you put 1 over 2? Something that is smaller than 1. Compare red and blue. red is the original and blue is the new one. What happened? Graph got fatter, right? Like wider. So we call it what? Compressed by 1/2, or widened by 1/2. Right, question number 7. What about if you put negative in front of x squared? What happens? Can you see graph got just like flipped? So we call it, there's a lot of way of saying it, but normally we see it reflected across x-axis, or you can say flipped, whichever makes you happy. So that's what you should do. So these are the graph transformation, like effect of the graph. So from now on, what we are going to do is, you are gonna graph each one of this one and see how it moved from this red one, parent function. So first one, I think you can do it by yourself. Let's do the second one. So we have 5 here, and I gotta do it like that. And we have what? X minus 3 squared, right? Now, it has a 2, right? From the x squared, we have 5. Because of 5, you can see graph got thinner, right? So I will say stretched by 5, okay? And as you can see from the red, it moved 3 to the right, isn't it? You don't have to count it, you just click it, then it says 3, right? Or as you can see here, it's a 3. That's how you know it moved 3 units to the right. In the test, they may say like horizontally shifted 3 units to the right. They will use some kind of fancy word, but it's not a big deal, because only thing that you have to know is how it works. Right now, what I want you to do is pause the video, try these 2 questions by yourself. If you know how to do it without graphing it, that's awesome. So do it. So because of +2, it's gonna be what? 2 units to the left. And because of -3, 3 units down. Always remember, if it's inside the parentheses, like right next to x value, that one is opposite. Since it's +2, it's moving to the left. If it is -2, then it's gonna move to the right. Okay? Only for x. This one will just affect up and down. If it is plus, going up. If it is minus, going down. Like very simple. Only thing that weird is like number inside the x. Okay? So this one will move what? 3 units to the right. And 2 units up. Now what about this one? Graph it and figure it out and check answer. Now because of the negative, it's gonna reflect. Now because of 1/5, now 1/5 it's nothing to do with negative. Just let's look at 1/5. That's smaller than 1, so it's gonna be compressed, which means widened by 1/5. We don't see any parentheses, so you're not gonna see any left and right. But we have +3 outside of parentheses, so it's gonna move 3 units up. Okay, that's how I do it. Let's try this question. I see negative, so it's a reflect. I see 3. Now, you don't have to worry about negative, just 3. 3 is bigger than 1, so it's what? Stretched by 3. if you graph it, you're gonna see what? A thinner graph, like narrower. 2 units up. So hope this one makes sense. Let's go to the next one. So let me teach you the difference between these two. If you look at this two, you know it's 3 bigger than 1, right? So it's gonna be stretched. And this one is -3, which is smaller than 1. So do you think this one is stretched or compressed? Let's graph it. So it's gonna be what? 3 x minus 1 squared plus 1. And this one's a -3 x minus 1 plus 1. So only thing that is different is this one is +3 and -3. But if you look at this two graph, they look exactly same. Like something is not like thinner or something is not wider than the other. It is just flipped, right? That's the effect of this negative. This negative sign is nothing to do with stretched or compressed. It is just reflect, okay? So it's just reflected due to negative. That's the effect. What about this one? 1/3. So let's change this 3 into 1/3. 1/3, and let's change it to 1/3 as well. 1/3 is smaller than 1, so it's fatter. Do you see this graph got widened already? But so is this one already, -1/3, right? But only flipped only because of this negative. So this one is same thing. It's reflected. Okay? So that's what you have to do. So from now on, you're going to learn about type 1, traditional method of graph transformation. Okay? So I give you the parent function. For example, this one is x squared, this one is exponential, which is e to the x power, x cubed, like stuff like that. Your job is to find from this, how is that gonna move? Okay? You can do it without calculator. If you feel this is too confusing, you can do it with calculator. It's totally up to you. But let's do it together here. For traditional. Describe the graph transformation of the following quadratic function from its parent function. So we have this one. Okay? So we have x squared and it moved like that. You can graph this one and then this. That's perfect, but I'm not gonna do it because I know what to do. You have 7 in front of parentheses or in front of x. It's bigger than 1, so it's gonna be what? Stretched by 7. And then we have this -2, -2 inside the parentheses. So it's gonna work opposite. So it's gonna be what? Moved 2 units to the right. And then you have +3, it's gonna what? Move 3 units up. That's how it is. Here we go. Exponential function. It's same thing. If you look at this and this, it's gonna be same thing. Okay? Watch. That's the basic function, e to the x. But in front of e to the x, we have negative. If we have a negative, it's reflected across x-axis, but I'm not gonna write it because I'm too lazy. And we have +3, which is bigger, 3, like not +3. We have 3. Just look at 3. This is bigger than 1, so it's gonna be stretched. It's gonna be very hard to see in the graph by 3. And you see this -2 for the x, right? Right next to x. So it's gonna work opposite. Although it's not in the parentheses, it's gonna work opposite. So it's gonna what? 2 units to the right. And then we have -2, which will work 2 units down. Okay? That's how you do. So, pause the video. Let's do these 2 questions in the check for understanding, okay? Try these 2 questions by yourself. So that's the answer you're supposed to get. I hope this one helped. Okay. So here, what about x cubed? It's the same thing. First, ooh, this one can be a bit confusing to you. 3 over 2. Yeah, it's a fraction, but 3 over 2. Is that bigger than 1? Yes, because it's 1.5, so it's stretched by 3 over 2. Now it's a cube, right? Unlike this, it's cube, but nothing changes. Plus 1 is gonna be same thing. 1 unit left. And -4, same thing. 4 units down. Alright? Same thing here. Reflected. And 5 units up. Oh, I forgot this 1/3. It's compressed because it's alright. I hope this video helped, and it is your responsibility to try this question by yourself and do it. Alright, if you have any question, let me know. I'll help you on that one. Alright, see you guys. Bye.